Can't get away from them.
Good evening and welcome to Hometown Cable and what's going on here this Sunday night. Bob Venn, and we're going to have two stories tonight. One is the 6th grade graduates from St. Mary's. We're going to talk to all of those students. And then we're going to be back here and talking with this man. Under this hat, behind those glasses, Jules Trahan. Says so right on his hat. We're going to be talking with him and find out about this new construction going in between Grand Union and Ames. And we'll be right back on that. We want to remind you two things. Number one, the shows are now on at 5 o'clock, 9 p.m., and then the former 1 o'clock is now on at midnight, and we're still on at 9 the following morning. So it's 5 p.m., 9 p.m., midnight, and then 9 the following morning. We hope you continue to tune into Hometown Cable, and don't forget what's going on here every Sunday night. We'll be right back to you with Jules Trahan and the construction at the Champlain Shopping Center. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the Champlain Shopping Center, and good morning, Jules.
Good morning.
Thank you for being willing to discuss this construction here with us a little bit this morning. And what we're talking about is one big building going between these two?
Right.
All right.
We're going to fill in between Ames and Grand Union.
So it'll be full completely.
Full.
And
Three
stores. It's all going to face this
facing
front.
the same way.
At one time they had talked about an alley down the way with some on both sides. Not that. And they'll all go the same depth too?
Right.
All right. And we got a car here that's going to knock Calvin right off his feet back here. And we see you have your Trahan Construction. Remember, there are two Trahan companies, right? Trahan Construction and
Jules M.
Jules M. Trahan, who does mostly into the residential. This is the Trahan Construction, and they've just really started here. They broke ground some time ago.
Right, it was scraped it a month ago.
Okay, but now you're ready to go, and you're going to be here constantly now?
Right.
All right. Any idea of completion time?
No, not really.
Not really.
Early fall.
Early fall. All right, and we're going to have the stores. Do you know what's going in there? Have you any idea yet?
Brooks
is going in, pharmacy, and we'll probably have a pharmacist, I understand. That was one of the things.
Reason for them moving.
Right. And then what else?
And two other stores.
I don't know. There's been talk. There's several things going on. The post office is going to move, we understand, from its present location down to where you see the Brooks sign now. That will be the new post office. And then there are a couple possibilities. The liquor store, Filio's Liquor Store, has a possibility of going in where the post office is. Or another possibility I've heard is that they might come over in here to be more into the center of things right here in this area. This is going to be very important storage here because it's right in the middle of the post office, Grand Union, and Ames, and this is where the action is. And if you don't think we got action, look at this Wednesday morning, the 19th of June at 11:15 in the morning. Look at the traffic here. On Saturday, you can't believe it. Ames, which is over here to our left, is there's very, very few parking spaces left here. All kinds of action here. Even look at here. This man comes here to shop at Grand Union too. All right. So we are here. We're going to go over and look at the construction. We'll talk to Jules a little bit more over here. We'll try to find some shade. Thanks for watching Hometown Cable. We're standing now at the Ames building just to my left about 3 feet. We're inside of one of the new buildings that are going to be constructed. I was reminded when I walked over here that all I said was Jules. Jules Trahan, of course, the president, I guess, of Trahan Construction. Is it a corporation?
No.
The owner of, with their wife, of Trahan Construction. And Jules, you'll have how many people working on the project, do you figure?
Oh, probably six, seven
people. Now they're digging now for the footing.
Footings, yeah.
All right, now the footing is back about 8 feet. Now why is that?
Well, they wanted an offset.
Oh, so it won't go straight. It's going to get back here.
8 feet back from the other two.
Probably look better. Did you do the addition to the Grand Union? That's one this.
No,
just
not
this
the addition. We did the original.
Okay, you did the original shopping center, and then they made an addition here of 25, 30 feet, and that's back just a little bit. And this is going to be back a little bit further even. And one of the first things that we walked over to, Calvin mentioned, you know anything about the parking situation?
No.
Now,
I have nothing to do with that part.
On Saturday, you've been here on Saturday, it's pretty well filled up. It's hard to get a parking spot. And, of course, a lot of the employees are out in front, and we would assume that the owners of these businesses will ask their employees to park in the back and come in another location, or at least around the side, because There just isn't enough parking here on Saturday.
Well, there's quite a bit of parking on the east side of Ames.
On this other side here,
It's
yes.
on Blacktop.
Right.
All
Of course,
parked out.
there are two businesses here in the shopping center, if you haven't been here lately. The two banks. Calvin just showed you the Champlain Valley, and up above is the Key Bank. Both of those are away from the main building proper. What can you tell us? What size are these buildings? Do you know the overall size of
We're
these?
going to have 15,000 square feet.
In the three combined?
Three combined.
Are they going to be the same size, the three of them, or
No,
are they're divided up?
Brooks is quite a bit bigger.
Do you know which one's going to be Brooks? Is it in the middle?
Brooks is on this end right here.
Right here. We're standing in the Brooks
in
building.
Brooks
That will be Brooks here.
And the two smaller stores will be on the west side.
And those stores are going to go all the way back too, as far as you know?
They won't be quite as far back. They'll be 100 feet back, and Brooks is 114.
So that the back will not be even with the other buildings?
No, it'll be protruding.
I thought they might have even had Brooks go around and go behind the others and know something else. But, all right, let me think here. You told us early fall, maybe for completion. What else can you tell me about the job? Get me started here and what questions I should ask. Same construction?
Same construction, all brick blocks and steelwork.
Right.
Structural steel.
How do these buildings drain off the roof?
They got roof drains and they drain out to on top of the ground.
In the back?
In the back.
All right. Now, this never was an access to the back before, so it won't make any difference as far as that is concerned. And you are working directly for Pomelo, who is building this, correct?
Right. They're the owners.
Okay. As far as you know, and if you can't answer this, don't, obviously, but you don't know what's the other two things at all. You don't know whether they're rented or not rented.
He's going
to have a certain size, and they'll move into whatever is there.
We don't have no finished schedule for that part.
Okay. So, in other words, you won't do the interior there.
Nothing.
You'll do the interior of this one.
This one.
The outside on those other two.
Other two.
All right. Does the tenant do any of the interior themselves?
Sometimes they do.
Air conditioning and things like that, or is that done?
No, that's done by contractor.
At the contractor. See, now in the mall in Plattsburgh, you do your own interior completely. They just put up the shell and whatever you want, you put in according to your lease.
A lot of them do that here. This one here, we'll be doing Brooks inside part, and the other ones we don't know about that yet.
Okay. You're all finished at the Anchorage. I think you were told you were going to be finished back. Looks very nice, Jules. It's very, very nice. And I think they'll be opening very soon if they haven't already for the food end of it.
I don't know. They're supposed to open next week.
Okay. Any other big jobs that you'll be working on while you're working on this one? No, this is it. And so you'll be right here steady.
Steady.
All right. Let's just take a short break, and I'm in a nice shady area here. It's very nice, and let me just see where we're going, and we'll be right back. Thanks for watching Hometown Cable this Sunday and every Sunday. And if you have any ideas on what you'd like to see, let us know, and we'll see if we can accommodate you. Jules, tell me what you just did here. What are you doing when you do this?
Well,
you're not looking to see him up close, that's all. You're doing more than that.
No, but what I'm doing, we got to keep this level on the bottom.
Okay.
And it's hard for him and the machine to know where he's going, so we take a reading every once in a while.
But we don't understand reading, so what do you mean? He takes that pole.
Yeah, his pole, but we got a mark on that pole.
On that pole. And that tells you whether it's high or low.
Right, we got to be in that target all the time.
Okay, this is adjusted, you don't touch it at all.
No, it's adjusted down. It's level.
Okay, and at that point, you know whether he's got to go up or down.
Up or down a little bit. See, right now, he just went down a little bit, so he'll pick it right back up.
Okay.
What we do is do it often enough so that we don't lose it. We want to maintain that grade all the time.
Right. So that you're not surveying it. This is
No,
this is a leveling.
Just leveling right now.
See, I would have taken this as a surveying instrument, but obviously not.
Well, it is if you want to use it that way.
Now, when you move this, or won't you move it until it gets to the other end? You won't move it at all. You'll be able to sight all the way over to that other building at this same location?
We got to take all new reading again.
All right. And then you will have to determine at that time, by getting a leveling, that you're the same as you start. You'll be in the
right. We have a benchmark, what we call. We're working on 100, which is over here on the wall. That nail.
That nail right there?
This nail right here
is a
the floor
benchmark.
Level of this whole store.
Okay. Now,
that's the level of the floor.
Oh, I beg your pardon. That will be the floor.
That will be the floor.
So then you measure so far down from here, and you want to stay level with that. Now it looks deeper here than it does over there.
We have to drop this down lower because this earth was moved, and we want to be the original soil. for the footings.
Oh, you mean the earth was brought here?
Well, no, when they made this store, this was dug out.
And then they brought it.
And we want to go back to the original hard surface.
Okay.
That's why now
Now you're leveling off. Okay.
Because we're going to have a column right here. This is very important.
What do you mean a column?
A column to hold the store up.
Okay, that'll be steel?
Steel column right
That will
here.
go right down to the very bottom?
No, it goes on top of our concrete.
Okay.
But we have to prepare the concrete for the column.
Now
We'll
this
have
is
steel in it and all this.
This is 3 feet wide. How big? How wide?
The footings are 2 feet wide.
2 feet wide. So you'll put all your
At
forms.
this point, they'll be 4 feet wide.
That's where
for that column.
For the column, and you'll have a column at the other end.
No, we'll have
one in the middle.
There's one at 35 feet.
Yes.
And the other one will be, I think it's 32.10, and the next one is at 25.
I don't want you to fall into it. You better go.
No.
I don't want to start this interview again with a person who's injured. All right. Now, will one of these columns? That means that's the end of the store.
No.
No.
They'll have a row of columns in Brooks through the middle of the store.
Okay, and that's to help hold up the support the whole roof.
Steel.
Now, has all the steel for here been ordered?
Yep.
Any idea when that might arrive?
No, it won't be. We didn't get a definite date on it yet. I ordered it last week.
Okay.
And we probably won't get it for a month.
Now, do you have to put a footing along this side too? All right, you don't put any here.
Not
So
here.
you attach to this?
Nope, we're not touching this building.
Well, why don't you need something on this
We're
side?
going to put columns.
Oh, you put a column ever so
We're
often.
going to put a column here.
Same on the other
35
side?
feet.
So you only got the front and the back?
The other side we're going to tie into that building.
Why would you tie into that one and not tie into
Because
this
we own that building and we don't own this one.
Oh, Ames owns this himself.
Owns this building.
I didn't know that. Ames does own their own building.
To the end of their wall.
Right.
Right, he owned right to the wall. So they can't paint their wall. And they could.
They're not gonna have to
No,
paint
but they
now.
couldn't before. This is where they end, right there. All right. So you're going to tie into that wall. Will you have a footing on the other side along that building? No.
We're
So you have
gonna
the
tie
front
into
and the back mainly.
Front
That's
and the
it.
back.
And then you'll have your columns. How often do you have to have those from the front to the back?
They're running about 32 feet.
Do you know the width of this?
127.
127 and 150 back, roughly?
It's going to be, well, that's
Not your
Grand
normal,
U's
but-
135.
135 back to there. And I remember all of the merchandise is delivered, comes in the back, most of it,
Back.
except the bread in the morning. They bring that in the front at the Grand Union and
These
so
stores
forth.
will be getting all their
merchandise from
merchandise
behind.
back.
All right, great big stores. Now, while we're at it, can we assume, because Brooks is going to move into here, and it's pretty well determined that the post office is going to move into Brooks, do you have to do anything to the Brooks location,
Yes.
and will you be doing that?
I will be doing Brooks at the post office renovation.
So that this will be finished first,
This
Brooks
has to
can
be
move in,
finished. Right.
and then you will go and renovate inside.
Inside. We can't do nothing over there till they move over
Obviously.
here. If
Will
we
it-
could, well, that would shorten the job up.
Yes. Will you be doing anything on the outside of Brooks?
Very little. We'll be building a dock in the back, closed in.
Okay. Don't have to remove any of those windows or anything
No,
like that.
in the front we will be putting a flagpole in.
I think Calvin's right in the sun here. You want to get around here at all, Calvin? You want us to move over there?
Okay.
All right. So that you will be again, no time
We
on
can't
that.
start over there until Brooks moves out.
And what is the square footage of the Brooks building? Do you know that
About
offhand?
8,000.
8,000. And where they are now, they probably have no more than 3.
About 3.
About 3. So they're going to get more than double their size.
More than double.
Have you any idea in your mind? I know you got plans. Where the counter might be, or how far back the lobby's
No.
going to be? No idea. at this
I've got the
point.
plans, but I don't have them right here.
You don't memorize those things.
No,
You refer to those as you need them.
as you need them, right?
Oh, hey, getting older is heck, isn't it?
It sure is.
I want to tell you how old it is. I just saw an ad this morning in the paper my wife picked up yesterday, dated June 29th, 1961, and you got an ad in it. That's 30 years ago, old man. now say something nice about me.
When I was young then.
Yes. We were playing ball then, weren't
Right,
we? We
right.
sure were. You know, this morning we were in the Holland Hotel, and we saw Dick Gaines and also our barber in Rouse's Point. His name escapes me. Pete, yeah, they were both there for having a little breakfast when I got there. And 7:30, that's not my normal hour to be over in Rouse's Point, I'll tell you that. But it was an IDA, LDC type of thing, you know, so we were there. And anything else you can tell me that's going to change down below? Now, we understand that Filios is going to be moving maybe to the old post office, maybe down here. You don't know anything about that, okay? So you don't have any plans to do any work with them. What else could I possibly ask you that would be of interest to the people, Jules, about this this project? What can you think of that might interest them that I'm not smart enough to ask you?
Brooks going to have a pharmacy.
All right, we understood that was one of the requirements.
That's
that
why
they
they're
want.
moving over, really.
That's right. There was talk about the rumor. The rumor was that they weren't going to renew their lease unless they had a pharmacist. We need a pharmacist in town, and certainly we'll bring them a lot of business. We'll bring them an awful lot of business, and to the detriment maybe some other people. But on the other hand, you need a pharmacy in Champlain. You need things quick. We don't have one. We don't have one. No, not at all. And they'll be hiring more people. They're going to have a bigger store. They're going to have, if that's 8, and they're going to have about 15 here.
No, their store here is a little over 8. Over there's a little less than 8.
Oh, so they're going to be, but not much difference in size.
Not a little bit more. I don't know exactly there now.
Okay. Anything else you can think of that would be of interest to us?
Not that I can think of.
Not right offhand? All right, we'll take a short break and see what we can see anybody in the parking lot here that might want to say something, and maybe we'll think of something else to ask Jules. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're talking about the important. Look at the cars going by this place. Look at the cars outside. Look at this. There's 2 big trucks and 3 cars going by very, very quickly. Now there's the pole. Look at that pole over there that he's sighting on, and you see that mark on the top. That's the one that he is sighting on to make sure that he's deep enough in the ground, and he has a perfect level spot. And if it isn't, they go deeper, or they don't go down anymore, whichever it is, as he moves back. That's a very interesting. Tell us a little bit about that machine, if you can. What is he doing there, and what can he do with that machine, Jules?
She's this high up.
Now, the one that the man is operating here, the back.
He's digging. That's a
okay, he's digging. But now he has 2 or 3 controls. All right. First of all, he's putting down those arms on the side. What is he doing that for?
To hold the machine in place.
Stabilizing?
Stabilizing.
Okay. And now with this, he has how many motions with that? Now he's using 1 or 2 right now?
2.
2. 1 to move it toward him.
And 1 to bring it up.
All right. And then...
now he's going to swing.
Okay, now did he go to it? How does he drop it?
That's another...
that's another...
8 positions.
8 positions he can go. All right. Moves a lot of dirt, doesn't it?
Right.
When you started, did you do any of this by hand?
I wouldn't want to dig that by hand.
No, not well. You've done some digging by hand, right?
Oh yeah, way
For
back.
homes, way back.
That's how they did it before they had backhoes.
Yeah, obviously you had to have that. And what else can that machine do now? It's got a front end loader,
You can
a bucket. You can pick this up after. Now
around.
this dirt will all have to be moved away from here.
Truck it away.
And got any place to put that? Do you have one of these filled places
we got
here?
a place on the property here. It's low.
On the prop. All right, so you fill in.
Put it there.
Have more place for parking. Maybe later on. They're going to have to do something. I was thinking of taking a survey here some Saturday and just watch for an hour or 2 and count the cars that come in and out of this shopping area. Remember, everyone that comes in has got to go out, so that's twice. That
right.
And there's 2 entrances, and they're very, very busy. A lot of cars. Have you any idea how many spaces they got on the parking lot?
I don't.
No idea of that.
I don't remember. I did at the time when we built the thing. We knew what it was, but
okay.
Since Ames added on here.
Now this building is yours. You brought here for the construction site. That's not just to go in and have coffee. What do you have in that building?
I'll keep tools and nails, bolts.
So wherever you go, you bring that.
We have to have something to put stuff in.
Yeah.
So we can lock it up.
Okay, we'll be right back. You're watching this special show this morning with Jules Trahan, Trahan Construction, as they're putting up this fill-in addition here at the shopping area. Filling in this that's been here. You did this job, 12 years ago or more?
1975.
1975, 16 years ago. And this has been vacant all this time. And we've been wondering why this don't fill in. And because there's certainly plenty of people here to come here and shop, and it's coming now to that point, and it'll be filled in. And 3 months from now, you won't see anything through here at all, or maybe before that. This will be completely closed off. It will not go as far as the back of the other buildings, we were told. They can always make an addition later on if there's ever a need for it, but at this time it won't be. There'll be 3 stores here. The first one we're standing in right now, which is on the east side, will be Brooks, a new location for Brooks, and then there's 2 smaller ones, and we don't at this point know who's going to be in those stores, and we will keep you posted as we get more than rumors. Thanks for watching Hometown Cable. Remember our new hours for every night. It's going to be at 5 p.m., then it's at 9, gives you a chance to finish your yard work, and then at midnight, they move that up an hour from 1 to midnight, and 9 the following morning. And you can watch any of the 4 shows. They're all identical. And we hope that you continue to watch. And listen, if you haven't already become a member, a patron, why don't you consider and keeping this kind of program and keeping you abreast of what's happening in our area. Send $12 or more to Hometown Cable, Box 180, the Ridge Road in Champlain, New York. It's 12919. I'm sure Hometown Cable, Calvin Castine, and his whole family would appreciate it. And you're getting programs now, you know, nearly 3 hours every night, 3 and 4 different things you're watching, and it's a great service that Calvin and his brother Sam bring to you here, and my little portion here on Sunday night. Thanks again. Welcome back to the traffic city here at the shopping area. We've just walked up and trying to get some people to talk to us, but nobody has signed any leases yet, so they're non-committal. We'll start right here. The United States Post Office, Champlain, New York, will be down where it says Brooks, just down there to my left, just the other side of the family restaurant, Art's Family Restaurant. All we can find out, and the rumors are that they are scheduled to get in about November 1st. They'll be getting an additional 1,100 to 1,200 boxes in the lobby. The door will be right where it is now, still on the right-hand side as you face the building, on the east side. There'll be a long set of boxes running from front to back all the way down. There'll be a big lobby. The service area is going to be roughly 14 to 15 feet wide. And there'll be an entrance in the back for the mail to be delivered and a lot of work area. And possibility of a stamp machine so you wouldn't have to wait in line to buy a stamp or 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever. We've also, at the liquor store, they have not signed the lease. They did tell us, however, that they are planning, and the present plans are, to get 2,500 square feet, the first new section beyond the Grand Union. So as you face Ames and the Grand Union, on your right will be the 8,000 square foot Brookses. The middle store at this point, as far as we know, is still vacant, but the one on the left, which is right on the side of the Grand Union, will be the liquor store. The liquor store will have about 2,500 square feet at that point. And the new post office will be about 4,800 square feet. Presently, it's about 2,400 to 2,500 square feet. So they will nearly double in size. At this point, we have no idea what's going to happen to the post office or the liquor store when they both move out. So at this point, as far as we know, there'll be 3 empty stores: the post office, what is not a post office, the liquor store, and the center of the new 3 that are being under construction. No other words. As far as a lot of changes, the Champlain Valley loan, of course, as of the end of the year, is going to be part of the Albany Savings Bank. What did I say? End of the year. Well, make it the end of the fiscal year, which starts at June 30th. But it's at the end of this month, it'll become the Albany Savings Bank, and any people who already have an account there have received their letter saying that things won't change much, relatively the same except for a name change. And the only building that won't be some changes will be where Ames is and where the Key Bank is here behind Calvin. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of changes here, and we think they'll be for the best. We want to thank you very much for tuning in, and we're glad to have brought you this small segment. Here's a man who brings a lot of mail right here. Property of post offices. Hi, Hector. Hector, talk to us a little second here. What do you think about would it make any difference to you when they move the post office to Brooks?
Well, it'll be a lot bigger in a post office.
A lot bigger for you, huh?
Yeah.
And you can carry 2 boxes in then instead of one.
No, one's
huh?
enough, Bob.
You work throughout the summer at the NCCS,
yes,
right?
Yes,
you don't get that nice long vacation.
No way. There's a lot to be done in the summer.
I know there is.
Yeah.
Thanks. Keep those flowers blooming. Okay, Hector. And as we were saying, we want to thank you for watching Hometown Cable tonight and every night, and especially on Sunday nights with what's going on here with yours truly, Bob Venn. Remember, some new hours, 5 p.m. as before. It's now at 9 p.m. for the second show. The third show starts at midnight. There's a break of 20 minutes or so between the 9 o'clock show and then another one that starts at midnight, and then 9 the following morning. 4 shows every night, the same show. And if you miss one or you only get part of it, you can tune in later and get the rest of it. Thanks very much for watching. And anytime, don't forget, if you're not already, become a patron. Send $12 or more to Hometown Cable, Box 180, Ridge Road, Champlain, New York. Everybody will appreciate it. Thanks.